again to play some games. We're back with Mayday Memory, and last time, Dell decided that she was not going to go with Adrian, which made him very mad. So I'm guessing he has another plan set up because him and Q left the room we were in. So let's see what he's going to do next. So before we start, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow me on my social media. It's always in the description below, and we can get started. Sing a song for me, everybody. Okay. Let's follow them. We quickly got in the elevator as soon as it got back down and followed Adrian up. Where you going? The elevator went up so far we couldn't even see where it ended. For a while, none of us spoke a word. This thing goes really high up. Kinda scary. Feels like we'll arrive in heaven at this rate. Hey, don't jinx us. We're here. Together with the sound of the elevator stopping, we had arrived at what looked like the top of the building. As we stepped out of the elevator, we noticed both Adrian and Q standing there, as if they were waiting for us. Adrian's coattail flapped in the harsh winds. Dramatic. Behind the roof was a panorama of the city. However, there was something off about it. It was way too dark. All the lights in the city were turned off. Oh. he turned off the lights. What's this? A blackout? Just like that time. As if we could hear Sip mumbling, Adrian started speaking to us. Exactly, just like that time. The blackout from 24 years ago. Okay, you were just a baby. Adrian turned to face Anne. What do you think? Anne, this is a gift from me to you. Okay. It's just like the day your destiny was mixed up with mine. The day we were born. I'm returning to whence I came. Okay. What's going on? Like, explain your plan. An artist burns his hands and returns to whence he came. Why does it remind me of what that disciple said back in the tunnel? He was standing next to Adrian, quietly watching the new dark cityscape. The now dark cityscape. Adrian, you. Stop. Like Anne, all of us here had realized exactly what Adrian was planning on doing. Are you trying to get yourself killed? Coward. Sid really has no filter when speaking. Maybe. I'm just so tired of this. I've had too much to do. Every night I had to keep vigil over everything. I really hated that. When you are tired, you need to sleep. What are you planning on doing? With the cold wind hitting our faces, we stood quietly and just watched Adrian. Adrian laughed and stretched refreshingly. I really don't like doing this. Now I don't need to keep up the masquerade anymore either. When the clock hits 12, I'm going to sleep. What does that mean? What are you doing? The wind raged around us. Together with those I'm thankful for. Together with those I'm thankful for. He's going to sleep with the people he's thankful for? Us? I couldn't make out what Adrian was mumbling. What? Ignoring me, Adrian reached up for something in his pocket. He took it out and held it in his right hand. Adrian, what did you say just now? Adrian sighed briefly and looked at me. Dell, you and your friends might not fully understand, but this world is filled with pain. It's like a river current you can't change. That's what God intended when He created this world. This world will be destroyed soon anyways. I'd rather just leave it on my own terms. The world wouldn't change anyway. I wish you'll never have to realize it like I did. I truly mean it. But you probably will. Adrian smiled bitterly. Hugh was turned away from us, muttering something repeatedly as if memorizing a magical incantation. Okay. This is why born. Mother, won't you look at your son's face? Adrian started throwing objects started throwing the objects he was holding into the air and then catching it again playfully. In a moment, I could see what it was. A chip? It was a chip. It was the same kind of chip that he had planted in the heads of Chris, the Neil hippies, and all the people at the temple. So when he goes to sleep, he might do something with that chip, detonate it or something, I don't know. They taught us we are all going to die. I thought about what the disciple has said. No way. You change the world. Adrian went away from Q and a bit closer to us. Back up. After playing around with the chip he was holding, he put it in his mouth and swallowed it. What are you doing? Hey, why are you eating that? Seeing Adrian's actions, Hansol told us something foreboding. Dell, Sid, Anne. Stand back, it's dangerous. A bomb? A bomb? He's gonna blow it up? He made a gulping sound and grabbed something in the other pocket of his coat. He was moving so decisively, it almost felt like we were watching a magic show. Of course, in the magic show, no one dies. Even the magician's helper walked away unscathed after being impaled by swords. But in this case, it was clear it wouldn't end like that. He was actively trying to cause an accident on stage. In Adrian's hand, he held a small controller. It was a small and ordinary remote controller, which made it seem even more important and ominous. If he presses that, it will explode, I'm sure. The chip will explode. Those chips that are inside all those people's heads and the one in Adrian's stomach are going to explode. And it will become just like the disciple said. They are all going to die, okay? How many times you can say it? You're completely insane. Sid summarized the whole situation with 3 words. Stop it, Adrian. Stop what? We've gone past the point where anything can be stopped. We're standing on top of a speeding train right now. Can't you feel it? Look around. The wind is blowing violently. As if responding to Adrian's words, a violent burst of wind hit us all. We can't stop. There's no going back. Right then, a cold voice started telling us the time. Current time, 2099, December 31st, 2350. 10 minutes remaining until the 22nd century. Release commencing. Don't think I. Q, what are you saying over there? As soon as the system voice finished, the distinct sound of marching footsteps could be heard from below. What's that sound? We hurried over to the side of the roof and looked down towards the ground. What? After seeing what was below us, I almost lost my footing. Dell, be careful. I was lucky Anne was there to catch me, otherwise I'd probably be falling to my death by now. At the bottom of the building, down below where it was almost too dark to see anything. Ooh, that's kind of creepy right there. Why you got Anne in the middle like that? An endless amount of robots were standing in line like a gigantic army. They were all staring up at us. All of them with the exact same posture and the exact same expression. Adrian looked down too, smiling dangerously as if he thought of jumping. Don't you... What are you saying, Q? Speak up! For a moment, Adrian looked back to Q. He then yelled down towards the robots. Sing me a song. Sing a song for me, everybody. Like obedient children, the robots started singing the same song in unison. A song with two familiar lyrics. Riddle. Riddle. It's called a riddle. It's from that riddle we did from the beginning. In the night, the empty moon wanes howling. Remember the dance with the wolf? Terrible song. When the puppeteer walks like his doll. An artist burns his hand and returns to whence he came. Y'all creepy. Sid and I looked at each other. We knew those lyrics. The robots kept singing. Every new line, they all looked at another one of us. In the night, the empty moon wanes howl. Remember the dance with the wolf? When the puppeteer wakes it. Okay. So when the empty moon, Sid, remembers the dance with the wolf, and puppeteer, Hansol, his doll is Dell, but the artist burns his hand, so that must be Adrian, right? And returns to whence he came. And returned to whence he came. Adrian joined the robots and hummed the final line quietly. This is the original version. The version you knew had the final line changed a bit. Adrian smiled brightly. I wrote it for you. For you, my final audience. Okay. You're not gonna get a Grammy. It's a flop. Listen, instead of dying, how about just becoming a composer? Thank you for at least pretending to care, Sid. After finishing the song, the robot stood quiet, as if awaiting their next command. Adrian noticed and returned to Q. It's time, Mother. Stay behind and watch over the world they create. Perhaps this is what you've always wanted. You could say I changed the world somehow. Adrian finished the sentence and laughed coldly. Dang, a world of robots. If y'all haven't, y'all should play the game Near, N-E-I-R? Or is it N-I-E-R? Near Automata. It's a very good game about robots. It's personally one of my favorite games. You'd probably say that this isn't what you wanted, but anyway. I'm at my limit, Mother. I am sorry. I'm just your failure of a son, just a weak human being. Adrian closed his eyes for a moment and opened them again. But I am not a god. I thought he was crying, even though there was no tears in his eyes. Deep inside, he was crying. I'm not a god. Adrian gave Q a pat on her shoulder and walked slowly over to the opposite side, firmly grasping the controller. Q was still standing with a blank look on her face. Q! Eugene! I don't know. Anyway, please stop Adrian. But she was unable to hear my words. Even if I die. What are you mumbling? Adrian. Adrian! Hansol and Anne simultaneously called Adrian to stop. Even if I die. Al. Listen, she's talking to you. Even if I die, I will watch over you. It was after hearing her voice that I realized that was Eugene's voice. Just like she told young Adrian sharply in Adrian's memory, this was definitely Eugene's voice. She had started to recover Eugene's memories. Q closed her eyes slowly. With her eyes closed, she started to walk along the edge of the roof. I held my breath, worrying that she'd fall down, but she didn't. She stopped right in front of Adrian. What's this? Even if I die, I will protect you. Repeating the words Eugene had said, Q grabbed Adrian's wrist. Her mouth was open, but it felt like her voice came from somewhere else. We could see Q's appearance on Eugene, but there was clearly two people existing on the inside. Do you see that too, Dell? It looks like there are two people. I nodded. Q had not just stared blankly. She wasn't just stood frozen. She wasn't just stood frozen in place. She wasn't just standing frozen in place, you mean? Anyway. For a moment, she had gone somewhere else, into a small back room of her consciousness. Thank you, Eugene. Thank you, Q. And there, Eugene and Q have been talking to each other. Two identical, but somehow different voices mixed softly in the cold air. What are you doing? Let go of me. You shook now. Adrian tried to get out of Q's grip, but failed. Q grabbed on even harder. Q kept talking to Eugene. I am just an emotionless system. I was made to bring your body back to life. I'm just a dead person. I hid inside you like a parasite. I heard your voice. You have taught me much. The feeling of longing, sadness, pity. I, thanks to you, was able to see the faces of those I had missed so much. And you gave me my final chance. A chance I'll only get once. If it was not for you, I would not have been created. But if it wasn't for you, then I would have remained dead. Hearing their exchange of words felt like watching a game of tennis. All the going back and forth made my head spin. Hansol, what's going on? Why is this happening? Maybe you're a better engineer than you thought, Hansol. You really brought her back to life. Like, for real, for real. I don't know. I've never seen anything like this. As if watching the northern lights for the first time, we quietly stood and watched, unsure if it was all just a dream. Then my final task is to pave the way for you. Are you going? Then my final task is not to waste this opportunity you have given me. I'm going. Q's expression didn't change, but I imagined the two of them being somewhere else, looking at each other and smiling. Q finished talking with Eugene and faced Adrian. She still had her eyes closed. Adrian, listen closely. From now on, I'm leaving this body to Eugene. Ooh. Yo, Mama's coming back. Working as your subordinate was quite enjoyable. I hope you live a long life. Her voice slowly faded away as if it was carried off to sea. You shook. And then Q opened her eyes. But she was no longer Q. When she opened her eyes, it was clear that Eugene had taken her place. Don't die, Adrian. Don't die. Live a happy life instead. For me. Mom? What are you talking about? After all this time. Not once did you tell me that while you were still alive. What are you saying? I'll tell you again, Adrian. Please be happy. Adrian looked surprised for the first time and slowly backed away from Eugene. That's not Mom. If it was Mom, human Eugene would never tell me that. I don't believe you. He turned his arm suddenly and got free from Eugene's grip. The cityscape behind us was still as always, pitch black and uncaring about what happened on this rooftop. He headed there, as he started running at high speed towards the edge of the roof, with nothing but dark nothingness waiting behind. Trying to jump? Eugene started sprinting to catch up with Adrian. Hey, run. Boy. I was not ready for that. My thumb was not in the right position. We ran after them too, as fast as we can. Adrian was not only a few steps away from the edge. Damn it! He held the remote control high and his thumb ready to press it. Be at peace. At that moment, Eugene reached out to grab Adrian's shoulder. I got you. She latched onto his arm just as he was about to jump and pulled him back. She covered his hand that was holding the remote. Adrian, this is the last time. This is the last time in your life that I will hurt you. Ooh. She squeezed his hand so hard that the remote he was holding shattered. Wow. So, Eugene's back. See, Hansol, he's a better engineer than he thought. He really bringing back the dead. And Eugene's on our side, kind of, sorta. She's helping. Her mission is to help Adrian, but she's kind of helping us too. We're at 94%. So perhaps two more episodes? 3 more episodes? Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on my social media. It's always in the description below. And I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.